We made it! We have journeyed throughout the Caribbean and have made it back to Boca Chica Key. You all passed with flying colors. You have learned your 4 cardinal directions, how to navigate with longitude and latitude. You may have even created your own riddles and learned about new instruments and countries. And you may even have learned to appreciate parrot humor. Before we disembark, I think Brian has a story for us. Take it away, Sir Brian. Welcome and bienvenidos to the country, the Dominican Republic, the land of mountains and green fields, refreshing beaches, vibrant colors, tropical fruits and vegetables, tasty food, dominoes, motorcycles, basketball, baseball, and beautiful people. Eight years ago, back in 2012, my wife, Luann, and I took our 2 sons on a 6-week trip to the small town of El Cercado in the Dominican Republic. It is a small village near the border of the Dominican Republic and Haiti, right in the middle of the island Hispaniola. Here is an example of what the little village looked like. We went there to teach music at a little school called Fe y Alegría. That is Spanish for faith and happiness. Here's what the school looked like. We had lots of fun playing, singing, and dancing with the students. One problem, however, was that the school didn't have any instruments. So we bought a drum. We had also brought some ukuleles with us from home, but I also really wanted to see if I could make some maracas. Everybody say maracas. I had found some seed pods that would make great shakers, but I needed some sticks of wood to use for the handles. So one day, I went outside my front door to see if I could find some sticks. This is what it looked like on my street in front of the house. Yes, the neighborhood kids were playing baseball on the street. As I was looking, our vecina, which means neighbor in Spanish, was sitting on her plastic chair across the street, staring at me. She spent much of her time sitting in that chair watching the neighborhood. She watched the children playing. She watched the passing traffic. She always watched me. More than just watched, she stared. I had never spoken to her, and to be honest, I was a little bit afraid of her because she always seemed to have a scowl on your face like this, like in this picture. But on that day, she observed me doing something a little bit unusual. I was looking all over the ground for something, and she had never spoken to me before, but today she said, "¿Qué haces?" which means, "What are you doing?" And I told her I was looking for some sticks to make maracas. And then something happened. Her scowl on her face was transformed into a smile. Everybody do it. So get a scowl on your face and then transform it into a smile. Good. And she said, "Un momentito," which means just wait a bit. And she went into her house, and here's a picture of her house. Well, she was in there longer than just a little bit. But after a while, she came outside with several little sticks, just like these sticks here. Well, these are the sticks that she brought out. And if you look closely at these sticks, they were already polished and had some varnish on them. And I asked her, "Where did you get these sticks from?" And she said, "Well, I cut them off my bedposts." You see, in this country, the Dominican Republic, there are lots of mosquitoes. And you don't want to get bit by mosquitoes at night, so you have 4 corners of your bed having posts come up. And there's a mosquito net that goes over the bed so you don't get bothered by mosquitoes at night. This person that I'd never spoken to, went into her small little house and cut off her bedposts for me. And then she said, "¿Qué más necesitas?" What else do you need? And I said, "Well, I don't have anything to put inside my shakers." And then she smiled again and said, "Un momentito," which means, yes, just wait a bit. And she went in her house and brought out 2 things. What do you think she brought out to help make these shake? And a clue, it's something you eat. What do you think? If you said beans, or if you said rice, you're both right. That's something she had in her kitchen, some beans and rice. In fact, in this one I just put rice. In this one I put beans and rice. Hear the difference? A maraca player likes their maracas to sound just a little bit different so they can make different sounds. So she not only brought out beans and rice, she brought out about 8 people out of her house. They all came out, her whole family of sons and daughters and grandchildren. And for the rest of the day, they helped me make maracas. And here's one last video of the students at the school enjoying their maracas. They had a lot of fun playing the maracas. And I learned a lesson that day too. Not only how to make maracas, but maybe not to judge people so soon. I thought maybe that woman wasn't very nice and I was a little bit afraid of her. But once I got to know her, she was a very nice person and gave me a lot of things without even asking. So that is the maraca story, and maybe you'll see these maracas appear later in another part of our video. We'll see you later. Thank you, navigators, for coming along with us on this expedition and for guiding us from island to island successfully. I learned so much about navigation myself and more of the history of my own instruments. To celebrate our accomplishments and to show off all these instruments, it's all hands on deck for the crew of the Olivet to sing our Latitude Longitude Shanty one more time. Please join in with us and don't forget to do your motions.
I wanted to go on an adventure and travel around the whole world, but I didn't know how to get there. All those places in my mind, they swirled. I didn't want to lose my way. What was I going to do? Then I remembered the lines on a can tell you where to go. Changes in latitude will change your attitude as you travel north and south. Changes in longitude will give you solitude as you travel east and west. Latitudinal lines run left and right, and they measure north and south, starting at the equator, which is a line right in the middle of the earth. But it's 0 degrees at the equator, where it should be hot, and 90 degrees where it should be cold at the north and south pole. Sing with me! Changes in latitude will change your attitude as you travel north and south. Changes in longitude will give you solitude as you travel east and west. Longitudinal lines run up and down, and they measure east and west from 0 degrees at the prime meridian that runs through Greenwich, England. 360 degrees of latitude run around our big earth. Now I'm finally ready to disembark and sail all over this beautiful world. Everybody! Changes in latitude will change your attitude as you travel north and south. Changes in longitude will give you solitude as you travel east and west.